Okay, I'm going to go on a quick rant here before I start seeing patients in the clinic this morning. I have never had so many of you reach out to me in my DM asking me about what am I investing in during the current stock market situation over the last few days. So I'm just going to talk about what I'm investing in and why. Now, keep in mind, what I'm doing should not dictate what you do. And this is not financial advice for you, because what works for me, what my time horizon is, what my personal financial situation is not the same as yours. So this is what I am doing. This does not mean that you should be doing it. So let's get right into it. The current stock volatility is unprecedented, to be frank, and it is caused by one person in the Oval Office making some rules, causing a lot of turmoil, not just in the U.S. but internationally. It has wide-reaching implications, and what the stock market does not want or like is uncertainty. The market does not want uncertainty. When the market is uncertain about the future, say the Fed changes the rate or something like that, or some president makes some rules regarding tariffs, the market goes into a turmoil. And that's what we've been seeing. Significant drop in the stock market. For instance, the S&P 500, if you want to look at it over the last several days, let's look at the last month. It's down significantly if you look at the tail end on the right side of this graph. Now, this is over the last 1 month. If you look at it over the last 5 days, you see this scary drop. But let's have a little bit more perspective. Let's look at year to date. Still looks bad. Let's look at 1 year. Oh, that's a big cliff. But look at it over the long term. Over the last 5 years, just the last 5 years, you still see this overall upward trend. Yes, you do see this current drop right here. And let's look at the S&P 500. Overall, since the 1970s, the trend is up, 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 and up. Yes, you do have a drop recently. Now, what do I think about this? I am hedging and betting on the U.S. market, on the U.S. stock market, the relative efficiency of the U.S. stock market, the overall health and growth of the U.S. stock market. Yes, past performance does not dictate future performance, but if the way I think of it is the U.S. market overall, the U.S. consumer comprises about 18.6% of the global GDP. If we stop consuming, that it's gonna, as I like to say, when the United States sneezes, the entire world catches a cold. So we can't really contract that much when it comes to consumer spending. And I don't think any political party or president is going to cause a long-term ruin of the United States business market, especially for someone who's in charge right now, who's very pro-business. So overall, I'm still betting on the success over the long term of the U.S. market, the U.S. stock market, the U.S. business market. And yes, I understand the S&P 500 is just the 500 large cap companies with a strong concentration, about 30% in the tech sector. And that carries its own risk as well. And this is just one index. We're not talking about anything else. We're not looking at the VIX or anything like that. But this is just the S&P 500. But you can look at the Dow and the NASDAQ. They work similarly, and you can see that similar trend. All that to say is, I am a long-term investor. Even though as I'm getting older, my time horizon is getting shorter, I really couldn't care less, because I understand the greatest way for me to make money is not in the stock market. People are freaking out over the slight dip. And yes, you look at the portfolio numbers, you see the decrease. It's freaking scary. Some of us are taking six-figure losses over the last few days. But if you've ever read Ben Graham's book called The Intelligent Investor, you are an investor by default. You are a long-term investor. Anything else, you're just a speculator. So if you are a long-term investor, you typically are buying when things are on sale like it is now. And that's why I keep saying on my socials that I'm buying, because things are on temporary sale. There's a flash sale of stocks. And a lot of people are asking me, what stock am I buying? I'm not buying an individual stock because I'm still a little bit of risk averse. Even though I'm buying the index, I'm still risk averse. Yes, the index is 500 largest U.S. large cap companies, and there's a strong concentration in the tech sector. I think about 30% of the holdings in VOO, which is what I'm investing in, is in the tech sector. But again, I am bullish on the overall health of the U.S. stock market, and that's why I am investing in the S&P. It's an index. I'm not buying in an individual stock. Again, I'm a slightly risk averse. And again, even though I'm older, my time horizon is longer. And the greatest way you can generate revenue is not in the stock market. It is actually what I'm doing in my office today, seeing patients. Your work, what you're doing at your job, is the greatest and the fastest way to generate revenue. And another very important thing is not how much you make, but how much you keep. That is important. So not only do you worry about what you're making at your work, but you need to look at what you're spending. What kind of stupid stuff are you spending your money on? So it is not just the income, but you need to look at the expense. And one of the ways that you can do that is by having a budget. Nobody wants to do a budget. Nobody wants to know where their money is going, but that is the first step that you need to do, that you need to take control of your finances. So the bottom line is I am investing in an S&P 500 index, and one of them being VOO. And the reason I pick VOO is because it's low load. Now, these index funds are being managed by somebody, and there's a cost associated with the index fund. There are a lot of them out there. You want to look at the expense ratio, how much is costing you to invest in that one index fund, which is a bunch of stocks held in that one particular fund or stock. The expense ratio, or the load of that fund, is 0.03% VOO, and it's VOO is Vanguard, one of the lowest cost brokerage houses that you can use to purchase stocks and investments. I happen to have an account there, also another brokerage house, but in any case, you can buy VOO from Vanguard or another brokerage house or anywhere, Fidelity, Schwab, doesn't matter, E-Trade. You can buy that through there. But you want to keep in mind that what we're trying to do is try to time the market, meaning you're trying to think that, oh, hey, you know what? Things are on sale, I'm going to buy it. It doesn't mean that it's going to continue to stay the same or may go up in the short term. It may continue to drop. And some people have likened this to trying to catch a falling knife. And if you catch it at the blade, you're going to get cut. Okay, you're going to bleed. So investment is not without risk. And if you can't stomach the short-term volatility, and short-term may mean 18 months, 24 months, the volatility and the drop and the decrease, if you can't stomach it, I would recommend that you do not play in this field, in this market. And one of the best things that I've ever done is investing in myself, which is education, learning about the financial market. I do not know everything about micro and macroeconomics, and I'm constantly learning. And one of the things that is repeated over and over again is that you cannot predict the market. You cannot predict the market. But if you believe in the robustness and the strength of the overall U.S. economy and the innovation and the future growth of the U.S. economy, then I am betting, for me, I believe in the robustness and the strength and continued growth of the U.S. economy. That's why I'm investing in the S&P 500, which is just U.S.-based companies. Yes, I do have positions in international as well, but for people who are asking what I'm buying an index fund stock, if you will, that is betting on the growth and the strength and the health of the U.S. stock market in the long term. And it is not a short term play. This is you may see the market continue to decline just even today, we had a nice initial decline today alone, and then a nice rally based on some person mentioning something in the news. The market is extremely skittish right now, and I'm just saying that when things are on sale, when the market is skittish and prices are low, relatively speaking, I'm buying some. But you do you. Your financial situation is different than mine. Your time horizon is different than mine. Your risk tolerance, your ability to stomach and emotionally tolerate the rises and falls in the stock market is different than mine. So you need to know yourself. You need to know your financial situation before you make any investment advice, and definitely do not base your investment advice on some guy on the internet telling you what he is investing in. I would love to hear about your strategy and what you plan to do. Please let me know in the comments. If you have any questions, thoughts, agreements, disagreements, I would love to hear from you. Take care. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Please take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.